I intentionally have waited to read this book until I made this video. Like many of you, I grew up on Bill Watterson's Calvin and Hobbes, and part of me hates that it ended. Another part of me is very glad that it ended, because unlike other properties that we grow to enjoy and then are turned into cash cows and bled to death, Bill Watterson ended Calvin and Hobbes on a high note. I feel that I kind of need to make a concerted effort to not connect this to Calvin and Hobbes. It seems to me that Bill Watterson has gone out of his way to say this is not Calvin and Hobbes. It was clearly marketed as for adults, an adult fairy tale. So I both want to judge it on its own merits, but I also want to judge it as a fan of Bill Watterson. And like any great storyteller that I've enjoyed, I want to see them tell more stories. So let's take a look and see what this latest story has to offer. That was interesting. Although the art and the storytelling are very different from Calvin and Hobbes, you still get the same sort of Bill Watterson propensity to talk about deep things in maybe a roundabout or slightly obscure way. The art is really interesting. It seems to be a mixed media. I see things that look like claymation, but then backgrounds appear to be painted. There are elements even that I almost think are photographs of a real human form, where then maybe he photoshopped the head of a claymation figure onto it. The mysteries, to me, it seems like Bill Watterson is sort of talking about the things that were hidden from us in the Middle Ages or in the Dark Ages. Even the way that the characters are designed to look, they look like people that are from the Middle Ages. There's castles and there's arrows and soldiers and peasants and chickens and knights. And so the mysteries are almost seem to me to be him talking about things like mysteries in science, mystery of how the human body works, mysteries of the physical realm that they couldn't explore without microscopes or telescopes, but now we can. Because once they start to figure the mysteries out, it says, the mystery looked surprisingly ordinary. Once understood, its powers were not at all that remarkable. And then if you go on, a couple pages later, gradually the people stopped fearing the mysteries. They laughed at old paintings. I feel like I'm like it's like a word on the tip of my tongue that I think I understand what he's pushing at. And maybe this is intentionally obscure so we can all get something out of it, whatever our brain packs into the meaning of it. But I would guess that Bill Watterson, being Bill Watterson, is referencing scientific mysteries, the mysteries of how the human body works, or mysteries of what is out in space and how celestial bodies move. And that as those mysteries are figured out and sorted out, the fear of them is lost. And then even the fear of old stories in the form of pictures are laughed at. They're no longer meaningful. But what's interesting is the end of the book basically says there's more mysteries. And it ends with those mysteries still haunting the people. It's almost like, but there's new mysteries. There's deeper mysteries. And as the pages at the end show, there's a vastness outside of the solved mysteries, the ordinary mysteries, that the people have not touched and don't understand. Huh. That was really good.